Hi there, welcome to the channel. I'm Atova and welcome to the ultimate dash and cab tour. After my previous video I decided to update this, so let's get straight into it. I will say this is not exactly a guide, this is mainly a tour. I may offer a smattering of tips while talking about certain things, but this is not the definitive how best to play. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. Let's start on the left hand side of the panel with the docking and hitching lever. This is what you use when you want to dock or hitch a trailer. It's fairly straightforward to use. Moving on to the monitor. On this monitor you can see we've got the docking screen, followed up by the hull status, telling you all the different things like whether you've got propulsion upgrades, structure upgrades, subsystem upgrades and so on. If you need a hull repair, it will show you on the bar to the left, and if you need to service, it will show you on the bar to the right, and it'll tell you if hull repairs are recommended. The next panel will show you the status of your current systems and whether something's wrong. Then you have the different camera modes, so you can see behind you, ahead of you and so on. From there we can see the cruise controls. You're able to set your cruise control on or off, and then you can choose whether to increase your speed or decrease it. Just one other little tip here. If you brake, it will automatically turn off your cruise control, and if you accelerate, it will do the same. Then we've got all our different external lights, headlights, auxiliary and roof lights. This triangle button is our drive assist. Turning this off will cut your engines and you will drift the direction you are going. Make sure to turn it back on before you take control. Underneath that we've got the user manual, where you can find information about a range of different topics to do with the game. Then we have our internal lights such as front cab, rear cab and mezzanine lights. Over here we have our heater, which we can set to different temperatures depending on what sector we're in. And you've also got the blower to the right of it. Switching this will increase the power that it puts onto your ship. So if you have it on max, you will notice that the power drain increases. The blower setting is great if you want to change your temperature quickly, so if you're about to die from being too cold or being too hot, you can put it to max and that will change your temperature faster, but it will drain your power quicker too. Just above it you can see in green the temperature of the cab, and the red is the external temperature. In the middle here is a warning light, so if there's a problem with your cab, it'll pop up on here and you'll see a light flash. Coming over to the right monitor you can see a docking camera on the first tab. Then we have the status of all the batteries powering the systems on your ship. After that we have the air filter screen, so you can see the status of the air filters and whether there's a problem. Then we've got the different mirrors and external cameras to help you navigate. Something I missed last time was the e-brake, that's over here. If you're travelling and need to stop suddenly, you can use this, but it will cost you oxygen. Coming back over to the left you can see the different shock pods that are on your ship. You have 3 of them if they're installed. When you travel through an electric storm, the green bar will build up into the red, and if it gets too high, a shock pod will pop. I do believe it's about to pop. You do see the warning light here, but I'm not quite sure on that one. Up here is the fuel, and it tells you how much is left in your truck. Then you've got your speed gauge, which is here with miles travelled underneath, and then this one is for your oxygen supply, so keep an eye on that one. They will beep if you're running low. In the middle you've also got your clock, so you can see what time it is. Coming up top left we've got the radio to turn on and off if you want to listen to music. Then you've got your horn, which also doubles as a scanner once you've unlocked the upgrade. Following the top panel we've got our left thruster. You can turn this on and off. If it's too hot you can turn it off. Then here we have our rear thrusters if you'd like to turn them off. Above that we've got our left thruster choke. If your engine is too cold you can use this to warm it up. Over here is your system alerts. If you get debris warnings and you don't want to see them, switch that. Followed by the thruster choke for the right engine. And if you want to turn the right engine off, that one is here. Once you've unlocked shutters you can use this to get them down, so if you're in a system that's too hot, close these and it'll reduce the temperature of your cab and stop you getting too warm. You may still need to use your blowers to moderate the temperature. This is where your CB radio is. I'm sure you've used this already, but that's how you manipulate it. This screen you'll use when jumping. It will tell you your proximity to the gate and whether it's enough, your alignment and your speed, and then when you're ready to go, use the lever to activate the jump. Okay, moving on to the cab tour, we need to exit our seat, and then over on the left side of the cab we can see our batteries for our core systems. If we remove one of these, you will see it reflected on the power screen. So I've got a battery here, I'll take it out and you can see that it's gone blank now because there's no battery in it. I'm going to replace that though as I need it. Coming over to the right side of the cockpit on the dashboard are our maglock power cells. These ensure that there's power when hitching a trailer, so you need this if you want to carry trailers. You have 2 of them. Coming down into the back of the cab, on the left here you can see all the breaker switches. Before you replace a chip, it's best to turn off these so you don't get shocked and disable any other systems on your truck. On the right of this you can see all the different shelves you've got. You can put boxes on here or items. I suggest boxes because then they don't get damaged if you have to brake too hard. After you have an upgrade, you'll be able to have the hidden compartment too, where you can store contraband items that won't get scanned by the police. You can just take stuff and put them in here. There's quite a lot of room in there. Close it and there you go. Let's just put this back though because I'll probably need that later. Over to the right of the shelves is where we put our shock pods. You have 3 of them that you can put in there, and once these pop you need to replace them. Over to the right of here, underneath the stairs, this is where your gravity system is. You can see there's a power cell and a chip. Now let's make our way upstairs and I'll show you where the air filters go. You can have up to 4 of these. If you have 4, they are more efficient and they degrade slower, but they are quite expensive, so make sure you save up for them in the early game. Now we come on to our suit charging station and where our suit is. You can put the suit on and you will breathe the oxygen from your suit and it will use less oxygen in the cab. Great if there's an emergency. And you can see the charger panel where the power cell is and the chip. Coming past the airlock you can see we've got our climate control chip here. So if that needs replacing, that's where it is. And just above that we've got our oxygen generator. That's where the battery is for that. Now let's go on a little spacewalk. For that we're going to open the airlock, put our suit on, and once we head inside we need to close the airlock and then use this switch to go outside. Now you may need to come outside for a couple of reasons. One is hull breaches, so you have to come outside to fix them and patch them over as a temporary fix before you repair the hull. And another one is to cool your thrusters down, which I'll get to in a little bit. One thing I missed before was how to manually refuel. If you run out of fuel and you've got one of these little jerry cans with some fuel in, put your suit on, head outside and I'll show you where you can access the manual fueling. Fly down to underneath your ship just between the engines and you'll see there's a little fuel cap that you can undo and fill the fuel in there. This is the way I do it. I tend to go close to it, try to come to a stop because your fuel can will fly away if you don't. Leave that there, take your fuel cap out. Once again, make sure it stays still so it doesn't fly away. You can replace them and buy them at shops though if you do lose it. Hold down to fill your fuel up. Let go of that, again staying still, and put your fuel cap back in. In some situations your thrusters may overheat. When you come over here on the outside of the ship, they might be on fire. To vent them, you just need to come over to this little hatch here. You can open it and then flip the switch and it will vent your thrusters and cool them down. Don't forget to close the valve when you're finished and close the hatch. Then your engines should be in a nice state, ready to continue on your journey. One last thing to mention is your external camera. You actually have more views than you might think. Once you go to your external camera, you can press R3 to zoom in and out. I think there's 3 levels at the minute. I don't know what the control is on keyboard. But what you can also do is by pressing left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad, you can flip between these other external views. Here are a few of them now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this guide is a little bit better than the first one I did. If there's something I've missed, I definitely won't be including it in another one, so this is all you're getting. Thanks very much for watching. Any comments, put them in below. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day. Happy trucking. Bye bye.